Okay, this is episode 4 of the Bridge broadcast. I am David Higbee, the director of Bridge, and this is kind of part 2 with our Bridge seniors. This time around, I have 4 of our seniors from our Eagles varsity team, which is our boys high school team. So with me, I've got Demarie, KG, Chris, and Cornelius. So you guys want to say hi?
What's up? How you doing? How y'all doing?
Chris, why don't you start us off? Why don't you do a quick little introduction?
All right, my name is Christopher Barra. This is my 5th year playing lacrosse. I go to Townview USCM, and I play attack.
My name is Cornelius Smith. You know, people call me Corn. I also go to Townview, but the School of Business and Management. I play attack. I've been playing for Bridge for like 6 years.
My name is Demarie Wesley. I've been playing with Bridge for 6 years. I play defense at LSM, and I go to Skyline High School.
Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is KG, Kimani Green. I've been with Bridge for 6.5 years. I play midfield. Yeah, it's just been fun playing with Bridge. I go to South Cliff High School. I'm a senior captain for the Bridge Lacrosse team.
Heck yeah. This is kind of how I've started all these podcasts, is kind of why we're here to begin with and how we're doing in quarantine. So how you guys holding up?
I'm doing good. You know, most of the time I've been at the house. I've been doing wild ball here and there. I've been doing my work because, you know, we do online classes and now I've been doing my work. I've been reading a lot. I'm trying to like start reading and stuff instead of just like being on the game all day. And other than that, I've just been chilling.
I've been
with me. How you can go?
So during this whole little pandemic, you know, I try to look for the good in it. I think it gives us time to, you know, reconnect with family, first and foremost. And my fault, I'm kind of losing my voice a little bit. And it just gives me more time to, you know, to get better at the game. So, you know, knock all the schoolwork out, and then, you know, you got the whole day to do whatever you want. So it's all right with me.
I like it.
Yeah, so with me, I'm mostly been trying to finish schoolwork first, and like KG was saying, it's giving me time to reconnect with like a lot of family. Like I've been watching movies with my mom, my sister most of the time. I know I sit down like watch 3 movies back to back with my mama yesterday in the living room, and then when I had time, well, usually I try to get up. I've been trying to work out to give me time to perfect my craft to get ready for college. Just trying to do little things like working on footwork and stuff. But if I'm not watching a movie with my people or outside working, I'm either watching TV on the game or sleep. Just using this time to rest my body and take care of myself.
So for me, it's been the same, like online schooling and just taking care of myself and resting. But it's just like I've also been starting new habits, such as as soon as I wake up, make your bed, do things quickly and make sure that you get everything done. So like that, I can start these little habits so that I can be okay in college and not be like have such a rough transition. And just picking up new things. Like I've been trying to learn how to fix cars for a long time, so we started that. And then like painting and knife sharpening is like some small things that I can pass the time with.
Good for you. Fixing cars and, you know, getting ready for college. That's definitely not what I would have been doing in this had I been you guys' age doing something like this. That's pretty cool. How much different is this? So you're sort of like day to day. How much different is it now than maybe like during the summer months or when you're on break?
Well, for me, I know for like the breaks and stuff, we really don't have much work, so I don't like doing it. But like compared to like a regular school day, I'm gonna say it's kind of hard for me because they have like certain times you want to check in. But for like me, I'm just like whenever I wake up, I'm gonna do the work and stuff. So it's kind of like I need to change that and actually get up on time, kind of how they do it in college. But like for me, only thing that's really struggling with is math because I'm not that good at it. So it's kind of hard when you're not getting that like face-to-face interaction. You got to try to learn it yourself online. They can try to give you the tools, but sometimes it's like better when like you sitting there in the classroom and he's showing you how to do it than like he's sending you videos of him making videos of you doing the work. It's kind of better like face-to-face interaction. The work in general, like everything else, it's not that bad. It's just probably like the times they want you to do stuff instead of just trying to like whenever you get up, that's when you're gonna do it. But that's how I do it.
Well, for me, it's kind of what Demarie said. Like, cause I wake up, cause I know my sleep schedule has changed a lot. I'll go to sleep at like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and I'll wake up at like 12. And then school start at 9. So it's basically they made it to where online classes where you have to check in and for attendance for your first period class at 9 or whatever. So I'll usually miss it, or I'll catch when she posted. Like 'cause sometimes she'll post it like in the morning, like real early in the morning when I'm still up, and I'll just check in, and then I'll do the assignment, and then I'll go to sleep, and I'll be up for like second period or third period. It's still kind of the same with me because I'm really not at school that much because of the program I was in. I was usually at work. About time this day, I usually be like at work or something like that. So
KG, what about you? What's different kind of now versus like if you're just on break? What's your kind of day to day like?
So like before, kind of mine was similar to Cornelius's. I was in a collegiate program, so I wasn't at the main campus. I was at Mountain View Community College, and so I was like a regular college student because I had finished all my high school courses, and so I would be up there from like I have like one sitting class, and then like the rest were online because they were like computer softwares, and so it's really just the same for me, just doing some of the work online, trying to get it finished.
Yeah. Because you guys are seniors and we're in this new format, are your teachers putting a lot on you, or they kind of know, hey, you're seniors, there's only like a month, 6 weeks left? Are they putting a lot on you, or they kind of know that you guys are starting to check out a little bit just because of the timeline?
I go to Townview, so like it's a magnet school. So even with me like not having a lot of classes, I'm still the classes I do have working. I'm still getting a lot. I'm at AP biology, and like for the whole school year, I'm not even gonna lie, I've been struggling. And even now, it is kind of worse because I'm at home and I just want to lay around and stuff. So it is kind of worse, but I feel like she's been cause she's been working with me this whole like school year because she know like I'm really trying, but science is really not my forte. So sometimes I do kind of check out, but my teacher's been working with us, but we still they still give us a lot of work.
Our schools, they don't care. They expect us to get the same amount of work that we was doing like in school. It seemed like they giving us more because we out of school because like, they seem like we had more time, but
Yeah.
it's not that. It's like a regular school day, so I don't know why they're trying to just enforce too much. They expect a little too much, but some people they being lenient and they cutting down on some of the work. But majority I say, yeah, they still expecting a lot from us.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's getting kind of a different. Everyone's getting a different workload, depending on the class or the school or the campus. Chris,
Like
what
for
about
me?
Oh, go ahead, D.
Like for me, I'm not really getting that much work. Like I might get like 1, 2 assignments a week. It's only like only classes I really get work in is my pre-cal class because he already had to set up for like the homework and like the quizzes and stuff. So that's probably the only class, but it's kind of just like a regular day. And then my cluster class usually gives us like a decent amount of work. But everybody else, we aren't getting that much work, but they are like staying on top of us talking about like they'll send us a message talking about make sure you get your work done and that. And then I think with everybody, because they can have someone call us every week to make sure like, oh, we okay, or if we having any problem. Like I don't know who it is, but it's just like somebody that works at school calling like, oh, how you been doing? Everything's fine, you're not having no problem. I check up on you, see how you doing.
Chris, you've got a pretty heavy workload. Are you in all APs this semester?
Yeah, 8.
What's that like? And how does that work with like AP testing coming up?
For most AP classes that I'm taking right now, we've already finished all the material that we needed to. So it's mostly just review for most classes. Because the AP tests have changed the amount of like whatever's covered in the test, because that's changed. It's also made like us. It's mostly I feel like more confident that I'm ready for the AP test. The staff at SEM, like they've really been checking up on us. Like I think every day the counselor sends the survey out, and so do a lot of teachers asking about how we're doing and what changes to online school they can make in order to make it more comfortable for us and smooth.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
It's still a lot of work, but they've been doing a really good job of handling it well.
That's good. KG and Chris, you guys have talked about, building good habits for college. What are you guys looking forward to the most? I mean, you all are graduating, season's obviously done with, college is on the horizon. What are you guys looking forward to the most?
Well, I'm trying to be in the drum line for the college I'm going to. I'm going to Prairie View University, and I'm looking forward to being in the drum line. But due to the coronavirus pandemic, I was supposed to go down to Prairie View April 4th and audition, but obviously I couldn't. So they pushed it back all the way to August. So I basically just been practicing or whatever, preparing for it and preparing for the audition. I'm really excited about college. Like, I'm really just excited for the experience and everything, because I know, like, since I was a kid, I've always been saying, well, I can't wait to go to college. I can't wait to go to college and stuff. So I'm just really looking forward to just the college experience.
For me, it's kind of like I'm kind of ready for that D1 life of lacrosse in college, especially since I didn't get to finish off my senior year. It's like I'm kind of anxious to get back out there, get out there with some competition, because like we played 4 games and like practices and stuff, but it's just something like I don't know. I'm just ready for that D1 experience of playing lacrosse in college around a new group of people and just the environment of college and just see how it is.
Yeah, for those listening, 2 of the 4 here, KG and Demarie, are headed to Hampton to play lacrosse. They're our first 2 Division I lacrosse commits. Pretty big deal. It was something we celebrated a lot this year. Pretty happy for y'all.
Yeah, thank you. And I look forward to one. I want to get on campus right now, so I can just get myself acclimated to the routine and knowing what I got to do as far as like my schedule, classes and stuff like that. So all I got to worry about is just getting the work done and then playing ball.
For Hampton, when is the projected move-in date?
Well, I think it's August 22nd, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Have they adjusted that at all for COVID, or is that's what it is for the time being?
Well,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. But like,
But
I know they're supposed to have
like lockdown till June 10th.
Yeah, like June 10th, because they're supposed to have like their pre-college June 19th, and then everybody's kind of wondering like, oh, it's gonna get canceled. Like, they haven't said anything, but I think how it's looking, they might cancel it is what I'm hearing.
I gotcha. Chris, what about you? Have you made a decision on where you're headed to?
Not yet. I mean, I have colleges that I'm debating about going to. It's Claremont McKenna in California or Rochester Institute of Technology in Rochester, New York. So for either of those, for both of those, one thing that I'm really excited about is like experiencing a whole type of like new environment. So like either it's West Coast or East Coast, because I'm just for sure a lot different, and so I'm excited about adjusting to that and seeing what they have to offer. Because both schools are like on a different side of the country, the country. Like excited to see what the East Coast and West Coast have to offer and like what life is over there, and just starting to build my own life and learning how to be self-reliant.
Those are 2 pretty different locations. I mean, upstate in New York and Southern California. How did you get to those 2 choices?
Oh, so Claremont McKenna, it was my college advisor. He went to Pomona, so I was like, and Claremont McKenna is like one of the 5 Claremont schools.
Yeah.
And so he was like, oh, you should try the 3-2 engineering program. You should try it out. It's like a liberal arts. It's really, since I know that you're not really like you're like you have a bunch of different interests. Maybe that'll work for you, or you can go to RIT. RIT was just like they came to college visit, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool campus, and it seems really fun. I feel like I would fit in, so I just applied there, and yeah.
Let's kind of jump in about lacrosse and just kind of get you guys' thoughts about the season ending, obviously halfway through. I mean, when you guys got the news, what were your thoughts on the season wrapping up the way it did?
For me, it was so like sudden. Like, it was just out the blue, like, dang. But I knew it was coming. I don't know, it was like a weird thing. Like, right when it happened, like I just sat back. I was in my bed. I was doing my work, and I was scrolling through Instagram, and I saw like I don't know, I saw somebody posted. I think it was Demarie or KG. Somebody posted. Either one of them two had posted on Instagram. I just sat back in my bed. I was like, dang. And like that instant, I knew, yeah, my lacrosse like season is over. Like I'm done. But I know I'm like done with lacrosse, but like as far as me like playing wise, I'm done. I just started like reoccurring like all the memories I have of it, have a lacrosse and have a bridge. Like it was kind of like an emotional moment for me.
I know what you mean, though. It was something else. This is probably going to be canceled, and the dates keep getting pushed and pushed. But then the news finally broke. Yeah, it hit pretty hard. It was, we're officially done. You know, I saw this coming, but it was pretty tough.
I was actually on the way home with Kevon. So for people who know Kevon is our goalie.
Let's go.
I was riding with him, and it was a couple weeks like before you sent out the message about the league and what they were saying about us playing. It was around when they started canceling the NBA, the NCAA stuff, and I was like, man, if they're canceling that, I was like, I can only imagine what they're gonna do. Like, you know, I knew it was gonna happen eventually, so I expected it. That's what was gonna happen. I wasn't really surprised. Like I kind of already knew. You know, my gut told me. But that just made me realize, you know, like one of my football coaches, he was like, you know, never take anything for granted because, you know, you never know when your last time could be playing is. And so I think that was a point that that was like emphasized to me.
Yeah.
You know, as I thought about that. And, you know, so looking forward to college, I don't want to take anything for granted, you know. Just shows you got to give your all because I went from being a player to an alumni like within, 2 weeks, 3? So.
Yeah, pretty abrupt transition.
Wait.
Yeah, for me, like I was expecting it to happen, but like in my mind, I was like, nah, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be over. We're gonna be back playing. But like in my head, like I'm just thinking, like I'm already knowing, like really, like it's gonna be over. Then like I actually got the news before Coach David had like said anything. I got the news and I texted him. He's like, yeah, I saw it before. He was like, don't say nothing. I was kind of just hurt because like, dang, I'm not gonna be able to finish out my senior season. It's like I played football and like. I got to finish out my senior season for football, but I wasn't like, you know, the guy, like I was into it, but it wasn't like as emotional as like how I felt about lacrosse, and I didn't really get to finish out the rest of our games. I really didn't care like we won, lost, like it's good to win, but like I just want to finish out the year with like those guys I've been playing with. I know most of all of us in this call right now, this little podcast, we was there for the first ever Bridge game. We've been there like forever since middle school. It's like I didn't get to finish out our high school career with those guys. The people before us, like Jalen and Roger, or like Isaiah and me, they got to finish out, but like we never gonna experience like our like final season. So yeah, when I found that, kind of like hurt. I had to like sit back and like really think and reminisce about all those times that we had, and like just to really think like I'm not gonna have that moment. But like everything happened for a reason. And I just have to focus on what's gonna happen in college.
Chris, what about you? What was kind of that first reaction when the news broke?
Like KG, I kind of expected it since everything else was being canceled as well. But it's like at the same time, I was like, wow, like kind of like how the girls explained it in their podcast is like, I really didn't play it like the best I could. I knew I could play better in my last game. If only if I had the mentality that this could be the last game, especially with during that time, Corona was already reaching the U.S. So I should have probably thought about it more and taken things more seriously and put like 110% into that last game. So it was kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't take that last game seriously. And it's a good lesson, but it's the lesson that I should have learned and learned through other people's experiences rather than having to go through it myself.
So you guys are the first Bridge high school class of boys to have played with the high school team for all 4 years, right? So we started 4 years ago. You guys came in as freshmen that first year. Talk to me about that journey. Like, what is, is that significant to you guys? Is that something that you guys think about?
I think we set like we put the bricks down That's the best phrase I can use. We set the foundation for the rest of the classes to come up, cause like, it was something special, man. Like it's something special, cause they was talking to us like the other day about the start of the high school teams and everything. The start of Bridge High School team and how it was only like an idea, and how like that idea like manifested into reality. That we was the first ones to be a part of that idea and be part of that dream. We really set the foundation for not only us but for the upcoming players and everything. And like we get older and everything, all old and grown and stuff, have our own lives and everything. Coach David got a little walker or a cane or something,
Oh, come on now.
or like a brace. I'm just saying, coach. But we can go back. We can go back to the field and we can just look at it. We can just look, or just show up to a game and say like, yeah, man, we was the first class to go all 4 years with it. Yeah, that was just my thought about it.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same way. How you feeling? How Cornelius feels like we kind of set like that little foundation for like everybody to keep going. Like G and like Marcus, Kylan, and Kevon, and it was like we set the foundation for them. But like when we leave, like they know what they got to do to hold it down while we gone. It just sucks that we didn't get to like finish it out still because like we didn't get to have senior night, all that like an actual senior night stuff. But I feel like that's something like that's always gonna be in like my heart or something real special to me because it feel like like we the first to do all 4 years. Like even though we didn't get to finish, like we started it and we got there to finish it like all the way through the end, through good and bad times. The times we weren't winning, the times we last we didn't win the game, and everybody still came back. And like people could have left, but like regardless, like we have a love for Bridge, and we all came back, regardless of wins or losses. We all love each other in the game so much that we all came back each and every year to keep getting better and greater. The culture of Bridge.
Being the first 4 year, like the first class to go through like the whole all 4 years of of the high school team is I seen it's just like it has a lot of like it has a lot of meaning to me because it's like I seen all of y'all, like all the rest of the class from actually 8th grade year, and seeing them like grow up and like develop their skills, and it's just and also the like the mentality and their ethic, and it's just crazy because I never thought 3 4 years ago, like as a freshman, I was like, oh, like I thought senior was so far, but now that we're here, it's just crazy to see how much we changed and that it was like super fast, and it's just like kind of sad that it had to end this way, like such an abrupt way, but at least we got to like at least I had time and memories that I can share with the rest of the class.
For the same way, collectively, from what's been said, I think that going forward, I think people could look back on this class, using it as an example to see what hard work does and where it gets you over the years. Because this past season, we played some of our best lacrosse ever. I say as far as in Bridge, but it didn't come through. It didn't come, just 1 week or one day or one session. No, it took years. It took relationships. It took failures. Learning experiences. Just creating a bond, setting a culture with Bridge, and so I think that in the future, so with the bricks that have been laid, the younger class could, use that and step up on them and, add to the pyramid and only, make Bridge better because, everyone's time in playing the game, it comes and it goes, but it's about what you can do, to better yourself, the people around you, and, the organization. So I think Bridge has, much more to come. And I think that our class was a big part of that. So, I'm just glad to be a part of it.
That was really well said, KG. I think the one thing that I've really appreciated about you guys as a senior class and the Panthers as well, you guys have a lot of awareness of how influential you guys are. And it's the things like being coaches or being volunteers. And Cornelius, I know you said it when we were kind of doing senior night about how much fun you and Dorian had just coming down and volunteering and coaching the little kids. And it's really cool to have you guys be able to represent the pinnacle of a Bridge Lacrosse career. Okay, what are some things that you about yourself that have changed from that middle school lacrosse era to now?
Like through 8th grade and senior year, of course, like I've improved in regards to like my skill in the game. The more impactful part that has changed me during those like 5 years is how I took lacrosse. So at the beginning, I was like, oh, it's just like in 8th grade, I was like, oh, it's just like a sport, like any like playing like rec soccer at, like with my community team. But then the more we started playing other teams up like in like North Dallas and all these other places, I started to see like, whoa, like we're unique teams. There's not many teams like us. So that's like it helped me like realize it's more than just playing for Bridge. It's more like playing to help spread the game, which is like Bridge's mission. But it's more impactful than it seems at the surface level. Most of the teams that we play this is like not many minority players in there, and for us to be from playing like a team with like 1 or 2 minorities to a team full of them, I feel like it's a lot different, and it helps us, but also other teams, and it's more than just a game.
That's a nice segue. When you guys first got involved with lacrosse and Bridge, did you all have a great understanding of sort of the demographic or maybe some of the predominant notions of the sport?
I had no idea. I had no idea. When you first come to Obama, like you always go through a fish count process, so like during the summertime.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so I remember Coach David, like he gave a presentation about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I get on the field. My first time that I got on the field, I saw everybody that was my skin tone playing, but it was just in practice. And so then I started looking it up. I started looking up across. I started seeing like, dang, I don't see no minorities playing. And so I started reading about it. I started looking up more about it. And then I was like, dang, there's not really like a lot of minorities that playing it. Then that's when like I knew, oh yeah, this is something special. Like I'm a part of something. I'm a part of something special. Like this is more. It's more than just like Chris was saying. It's more than just you just playing. You just going out in between the lines and just playing. Like you have a purpose. Like you out there. There's people watching you. Like when Coach David told us when we had beat, I think that was Plano. Like my sophomore year, we beat Plano. Like that really, like people was watching us and they was saying how like Bridge is the talk of the season. I mean, I'm not talking the season, but talking the league. Like everybody's talking about Bridge. I saw Bridge beat D2. And so like that's when I realized even further that, oh yeah, this is something special. It's more than just me just putting on this jersey. It's more than just me just having this lacrosse stick in my hand. Like I'm not doing it just for me. I'm not just doing it just, oh, it's just something to do. I'm not just doing it just for the organization. I'm doing it for like the other people that don't know nothing about not only Bridge but lacrosse in general.
I want to piggyback real quick off what Cornelius said. It was the same way for me. Not many people from like where I live, really know too much about the game. And so I remember in 8th grade, I showed a couple of people that I was playing lacrosse, and it was like, they said, oh, you play that? And so come to find out, they thought I was joking, and they thought it was a joke. And so this year on my signing day, some of them same little people hit me up, and they was like, oh, wow, that's dope. I never really knew that you took it that serious. Seeing that and then seeing some of the other people post and comment, it shows how much the game can really, it can really be, a big sport. It just as like, basketball or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it has to hit home to certain areas and locations and certain people, to really spread the love of the game. But I always knew that I never realized that as far as playing, that there were, that there weren't a lot of minorities playing. I started to realize as I got older and you start to travel that, you don't really see too many people like you, on the opposing team. So
Yeah.
I always kept it in mind. That's why I always try to play, good.
When you guys signed, when you and DeMarie signed, it was cool to see the comments, right? And a lot of those comments were, KG, kind of what you said of, oh, I didn't realize, this sport was available to kids that look like me or from my neighborhood. It's been cool to see that, again, you four represent kind of that pioneering group, and a lot of growth has come from just people seeing and other players that look like them, and especially players going off to college to play or having great careers or getting opportunities through lacrosse that may not exist otherwise. Do you guys have like a favorite memory from Bridge?
Ooh,
I got a lot of those.
All right, I'll start then.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
That's a little good one.
Well, this is not even like I wasn't even playing this game. It was actually watching the 2021 class play at the championship for the championship when we went to like 4 overtime.
Right.
It was just super exciting because my little brother there, yeah, he was a part of the 21 class.
Yep.
And it's like super exciting to watch it because I know that our season already ended for high school and we had like a really bad record. And I was like telling him like wow, maybe next season probably be the same. So like I shouldn't get my hopes up. But then after seeing that 2021 run at the championship, I was like, we actually have a lot of talent here, and then like it was just crazy just watching them and like all the emotion they had in the game too, especially after a lot of them were crying when they lost in overtime. But it was really good lacrosse and it was really fun to watch.
I'm gonna say the Hillcrest game because like it was like our first time. Like it was in middle school we played Hillcrest. It was like a real like iconic moment because like it was like a lot of players that played with Hillcrest then were playing with us now. It's kind of like you can say it's like a little rivalry because like I know Coach Dave used to coach at Hillcrest and then you kind of started up with Bridge. And I remember I went into the overtime game with Hillcrest, and then it was a time we was down 2 men. I know it was me and somebody else in the box. Somebody leaves the box and we 5-on-6, and then I remember I come sprint in, and I play the dude, and it's like a no angle shot. He shoots it and curves it, goes in, and we lose the game, and like our goalie just like fall down to the ground. But it's kind of like a special moment. It's like everybody all kind of like rallied up around. His name is Javon. He was a goalie at the time they played attack. Now we kind of all like rally up around him. It was like a good little memory. Like even though we lost, we all know like we put our all into that game, and like that's not even like his primary position, but he played like a real good game. It's like we just all came together as one, just like bring him up. Even though we were all sad at the moment, it's like a real iconic moment for me right there.
A memory I remember is when we beat Plano, cause like that's when we was like on like a streak, cause we was beating teams left and right. We had a bad start, like 0-4. We came together as a team. We was talking about like, man, we need to make a turnaround. And that's what we was doing. And so we knew Plano was gonna be like one of our hardest. After that turnaround, like when we started beating teams, we knew, oh yeah, Plano is gonna be that team that we really need to like dig down and give it like 1,000% on. So that whole game, it was like really like a back and forth. I remember me just like seeing like just the crowd all excited and stuff. I'm like, dang, that's the game where I've seen like the crowd interact the most. That's the game I've played at where I've seen the crowd really like really into it and really like on both sides. Even Plano, when Plano score a goal, everybody yelling, all the Plano parents, ah! When Bridge score a goal, all the Bridge parents, ah, yeah. And that really said like it's not only impacting us, it's impacting them. And they love, cause they love to see that baby out on the field, playing and stuff. And so that was really an impactful moment, and especially like when we won, and that was so cool when we won, and we had to bet with Coach Tully that we'll cut his hair and everything, and we cut his hair, and we was all celebrating and stuff. Each one of us took a shave at his head. That was just like an iconic moment in Bridge, and that was like I think that was like the last game of the season. I think.
Yeah.
This whole entire time I'm sitting here trying to think. I don't think that I obviously got memories. I think bounce. You know, that one time we went, that'll always be one of the best. But it wasn't until like we talked about it like a couple of weeks ago. It was the 8th grade. We were in the playoffs, and you know we were playing Rockwall, and you know the entire game it was just like a back and forth, back and forth. It was like coming down to the wire, and it was like 10-10. You know, you called a timeout, you drew up a play, and everything went perfect. And I got the ball, and I was supposed to pass it. And now when I made the pass, it was a little too high, so it dinked off of one of my other teammates' stick, and you know that was game. I I say that's one of my best memories because you know I look back on that game and like it makes me smile because you know I know that was a game. I feel like that was one of the few games where I know that everybody on the team, you know, I don't think there was like no regrets. You know, it just was what it was. You know, everybody loses, but I think that it showed what Bridge could be. You know, at that time. Not now that I'm looking back, and it was like one of the most funnest memories of me playing lacrosse, and one of the most learning experiences. And so I think that essentially carried over into what Cornelius was talking about. You know, fast forward to 10th grade year, you know, we end up upsetting Plano. That was one of my best memories.
What are some last words you want to leave this audience with, and maybe your teammates and coaches?
I want to let the audience know that Bridge is on the rise, and Bridge is coming for y'all. So y'all better buckle down, and y'all better get ready because we are on the rise and we are coming. There is no way, no how that you're stopping it. For the class of 2021, y'all the upcoming class. I know y'all been with Bridge since y'all was in elementary school. So y'all the next ones up. Y'all need to leave that impact. Y'all know what y'all have to do. Y'all know what y'all playing for. Y'all know who y'all playing for, and y'all know the impact that y'all have, and not only the team but other people that are watching. So just go out there and ball. Give 1,000%.
Nice job, Corn.
I just want to say for those who are lacrosse players or non-lacrosse players, Bridge is like a real legit family to us, and like I know, like not just for me, like the rest of us in here and other people that came through Bridge. Bridge is a family, and it's more than just lacrosse because it goes past that. They do different stuff. I know for me, they helped me get ready for my ACT, and I actually improved my score. It's just more of a family base. It's not just like I know a lot of teams are like solely just focused on lacrosse. It's more like run like a system. I know that's how it's gonna kind of be and on the next level, or like some different programs, but like Bridge is like somewhere you can be. Like you don't have to be the best player, you don't have to be the best this or that. Like they'll take you in just like a family will. And like I just say like Bridge is like halves. They will give you the opportunity to better yourself as a person, not just as a lacrosse player. And I feel everybody should take the opportunity. Like if you have the chance or you have the time, come take a sound if you feel like you feel at home or feel like you want to try it out. Hey, I say go for it. Because me, 7th grade is like, hey, I'm just going out here. That's the only sport they have in my middle school. So I'm going to go out and try it. And I just kept going on and playing. And it's like I just grew a love for the game where I felt like, hey, I think I did something I want to do for like the next 4 years when I go to college and see like Bridge had put me in that position where like now I'm going to the university, Hampton University, to play D1 lacrosse. And I feel like if Bridge wasn't there, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I want to thank them. And for all the listeners, like just take advantage of like what you have now and just keep grinding.
Something I hear a lot and like the Laxbro community and on Instagram and stuff like that is one more, which is like applies to a lot of things, but like apply if you it's just you always have enough to do one more. If you really want to get to somewhere, you have to always you have to always have to sacrifice something and just do that one more rep or one more set of wall ball drills or something like that. But you always have more. What you think you can do, you can always. You never get what you want if you don't sacrifice something.
Yeah, nice job, Chris. And you've done that. I've seen a lot of that from you on the field and off the field. You're one of the few players that have really like sunk their teeth into lacrosse. I mean, whether it's the stringing, you know more about all the equipment and stuff out there. You follow the PL out. Yeah, you've really chewed into lacrosse and learned kind of the whole landscape. It's been fun to watch. You're a solid stringer too, man. It's pretty well proven and documented now.
You heard me win my bet against Colin.
Oh, you guys placed the bet on that?
Yeah, remember we was in a group call. We like loser got to do. I think it was 30 push-ups.
Nice. Yeah, I mean that was pretty lopsided. I think Marcus was maybe finishing the sidewall string before, by the time Chris was done and had gotten like taking a break and everything. That's funny.
Yeah.
That boy Chris legit.
All right, KG, you're up.
I'll leave Bridge with, you never know what you could do until you do it. So
Yeah.
if something ever seems crazy, but it's what you want to do, then, never let anybody stop you from fulfilling and doing what you want to do. Whenever you do something, whether it's lacrosse or, anything in life, always do it to the fullest. So you can always provide yourself with the best memories and fun and opportunities. To the people who coming up in Bridge, there's a lot to carry and to continue. So, just be ready, buy in, and Bridge will do a lot for you. But, thank you, Coach David. And hopefully I'll find your stick one day.
Nah, you're never going to find that thing. You've threw it a half a mile into the ocean, man. Anything else you guys want to throw in there?
Don't get ejected from games like I did.
Yeah, for sure.
I should have a trophy.
Yeah, and you were like a seventh grader, right?
Yeah, I was 7th grade.
Not many seventh graders get ejected from Bridge Lacrosse games.
I was I didn't really care back then, Coach. I didn't care who you were. I still remember what happened because somebody hit KG, so I came and I was on the other side of the field, or near our sideline. I came in, boom, hit him up in the 10. I'm looking up at him, and the rest split us up and said, "You're gone. You got ejected." Yeah, so I remember he was talking to me at the sideline and stuff.
I'm appreciative that I was able to be at every one of those games that you guys mentioned.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Like, you really saw us grow up, man.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy to think that you guys have come along so far. I think
little
it's
kids that even know how to tie their ties, walking down the hallway.
I was a little short. I was a little short, skinny kid. I was.
Chris, I feel bad because I always used to get you and your brother mixed up all the time, and
Oh yeah.
KG and his rec specs, and KG, you were quiet back then. You were
Yeah, say no.
at least off the field. Off the field, you were quieter. Now you're kind of you talk a lot of noise. I think who's the best trash talker on the team?
Probably KG.
KG, by far.
Yeah, by far.
By far.
I remember one game. It was last year. I remember one game. The coach and the other team was subbing the player in, and he told his player, he said, stick number 22, stick number 22. And then the player was like, I can't stick him, coach. And the coach is like, yes you can, look. And then we end up turning the ball over. And then the coach is like, no, KG, before that, KG was like, man, he can't stick me, man. You crazy, man. He said that to the actual coach, not the player, the actual coach. And then we end up turning over the ball or whatever. And then the coach said, look, you can't stick him. He was like, man, I didn't have the ball, man. What are you talking about? And the coach was like, no, this is you, man. You're a great player, man. You're a great player, man.
I remember that.
That was funny. That was very funny.
Lost files.
All right, I think that's a great way to end. Demarie, KG, Chris, Cornelius, thanks so much, guys. I really do appreciate you guys joining on this.
All right, Coach.
Yeah. Hey, I'll see you guys in a few hours for our other Zoom call, right?